Hello, my name is Alex Stober, and in this video we are going to talk about housing. That's right, there are three major things you need to know if you own, if you're looking to buy, or you're looking to build wealth through real estate, especially in California and Santa Barbara. Before we do, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. It really means a lot to me, and if you could like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications, it would mean the world to me. Thank you so much, and let's jump into it. What you should know is that California is no exception when it comes to low inventory across the United States. We have seen just staggering numbers of a market of sellers who are not planning to sell. Everyone's staying in their homes. And right now we have just seen an all-time low in inventory across the United States. And in California especially, people are moving from all over the place in order to be in California right now. And we just really don't have enough housing for everyone. So what California is working on, the legislature has two bills that it's working on. And those bills are SB 9 and SB 10. SB 9 is a bill that gives any homeowner who has enough space on their lot and has owned their home for 3 years, they can now build 4 units, up to 4 different houses on that piece of land, on that property. And that means that now we can densify areas of California that before you just couldn't densify. I mean, the cities were so dense, but now suburbs are able to actually develop and make much more robust properties. In short, this means that developers now have a whole lot more return on every single family investment property that they're looking for. Investors now have that ability to really get a whole lot more value from rentals on those pieces of property. You can rent 4 houses for far more than just one, of course. So what that also means is that now California expects that because supply is going to go up, that the price is going to come down on rentals. And that would mean that, cities like New York and Los Angeles, where there are lots of density, would also have low rents. But that's not the case in New York. There are some wild units that I've seen online in New York, and that just goes to show it's not always the density that is going to bring down the price. So we'll see how this works out. What this could mean is that some homeowners may not be able to afford to just hold out, even though the inventory has been so low. Some homeowners may want to take the higher prices now that their properties are worth. My opinion is that, and this isn't a financial advice, but I do believe that this is going to push property values even higher than they already are. And that's going to make a transition happen where more sellers are going to sell their homes, and then developers are going to buy them, hold on to them for those 3 years, get the development plans, the permitting process, and then go and build those 4-unit properties. That's not all. So SB 10 is the second bill that is going into effect on January 1st of 2022. That bill actually talks about how if your property is within a half mile of a public transportation location, like a bus station, then you can actually do 8 units. So you can build 8 units on that property, up to 8 units on that property. And there is even talk about 10 units on one property as long as it has the space. So a lot of these suburbs with large lot sizes, Santa Barbara is one of them. We have a lot of properties here that have a ton of lot size. And in order to increase income, now homeowners can build a triplex in the back of their property, or build it on one corner, for example, in order to get rental income to pay their mortgage. Or they can completely reconfigure the property. And this is California, which overrides any real county or city regulations there. So that is coming down the pike there. That is a big development, SB 9 and SB 12, or SB 10, sorry. And that is something to look out for and what that may do to the market. So let's talk more about densification. In Santa Barbara, there are 83% of all of the homes in Santa Barbara are actually within a half mile of a bus station or bus route. So that means that 83% of the properties here could actually be 8 units if they have the space. So that is incredibly interesting. What we also have is quite a bit of parking lot space, and it's single level, like it's ground level. There are parking structures, of course, but we have just parking lots. And those lots are largely underutilized. A lot of people aren't going into their offices anymore. You know, State Street, really, you can't drive down State Street anymore. So that means that people aren't using those lots as much. We have Uber now. So there is one lot in particular. The lot I'm talking about is on Carrillo and Castillo. Yes, it's right next to the freeway, and currently it is very underutilized. It's supposed to be a commuter parking lot, and it's supposed to be for people coming from North County, from Santa Maria and Lompoc, and it's supposed to be for people coming from Ventura. Well, it's not being used, and I'm not sure if it's ever going to go back to being used. So what the city and county have actually approved is for an investor to come in and an architect to come in and a committee to be formed in order to create a saving grace, I guess you could call it, relief for the middle of our economy. The workers who are firefighters and teachers, the ones who make too much so that they can't qualify for rental assistance, but they make too little to purchase a home or to afford rents in this area. Some rents in this area have been crazy sauce. Like, it's for one bedroom house, there are listings for $3,900 for a 2-bedroom house. I've seen up to $5,000 for a 2-bedroom house, and that's like in Santa Barbara. We're not talking Montecito oceanfront properties. We're not talking about beach houses. We're talking about just normal houses that are reasonable. And what this means is that a lot of these families who have been here for so long can't really compete against a lot of the higher socioeconomic people who are coming from LA and New York and San Francisco and can't win a home. Unfortunately, it's like 10 buyers for every house right now in Santa Barbara. And so they are getting a rental. Well, landlords are loving that because they're able to not continue leases or do a current relocation. If you're relocating a tenant who you no longer want in the property, it'd be 3 months. You have to give them 3 months of their rent in order to vacate them from the property. And sometimes that makes sense if they're under rented. The current rental guidelines are that you can only increase rent every year by the 4% base plus the CPI, which has been like 5%. So you can actually increase rents by 9% per year. And yet that puts a lot of stress on people who've been here for a long, long time, and it pushes people out. So we have less labor in the area. We're not able to staff restaurants. There are longer waiting times for things that wouldn't normally have waiting times for. So what the city is doing is creating a 60-unit apartment complex that has restricted rents in the area. The investor that's putting the capital in is going to get a 4% return, which is actually quite normal for Santa Barbara. And that cap rate is going to fund the construction. We're going to have a big 60-unit apartment complex right next to the freeway, right downtown. That's going to increase a lot of density in the area. And that is going to hopefully give some relief and give some more families the ability to live here and stay in the area, as well as pushing demand downtown for more shopping up. Hopefully that is a stimulus on our economy, and I hope that that's the case. case in point where the rubber meets the road here, there is one case study of a property in the area that is downtown, right on the Haley corridor. It's called The Platform, and this is 126 East Haley Street, just sold in the area, and it really shows how popular the area is getting, for $13.9 million. It was 13 units, 12 were leased, one was vacant, and what happened was there was a buyer and the seller put the house on the property on the market. There's this big complex called The Platform. There are industrial units in there. There are warehouse, retail, creative spaces, and that property has now sold. So it really shows that investors are looking for properties downtown in order to revitalize Santa Barbara, and that is the most optimistic way to look at what is going on. Hopefully, if you are pro-growth in Santa Barbara, then this is great for you. If you don't love it, then the story is that we have another four-story building going up downtown as well, and we have Milpas being developed, and we have a lot of growth, obviously, here on Castillo and Carrillo, and now we have SB 9 and SB 10 in effect as well. So there are some wild developments happening right now in the real estate market, in housing in California, and it is very interesting to watch. I'm super interested in what's going to happen because it doesn't seem like we're slowing down when it comes to building more housing for our citizens. And you would think that people are moving out, but it looks like we have plenty of demand for them to move in. So before we move on too much, before I end this video, I'd like to just go over real quick the weekly stats on what we're looking at in the Santa Barbara market. So right now we are seeing a decline in new listings. This is no surprise. We're going into those winter months now. We're going into October now. And on the weekly chart, we are seeing that 2021 versus 2020, we have even less listings than we did last month. And we do have more closed. So, actually, we have less closed. So it's right in line, actually. It's like, you can barely even see the white line there. So it's right underneath. So we have a trend, right, in closed listings over the last few weeks, but we have actually come back down in the last two. So we're seeing less closed homes. Our pending activity is up, and we're almost at the same level as we were last year. So we're looking at just under 50 pended homes and just under 50 closed homes. So pretty flat there. And then a little bit less than 50 new listings as well. So, we're right in that range right there. Very stable when it comes to these matching numbers there. And our price changes are way down. So we were kind of doing this little dance there. And then our price changes came down. Our sellers have been getting what prices they're looking for. Our new listings are down. And our pended is up, which means our sales activity is up, but our closed is down there on the weekly chart. And then back on market, we are seeing that plateau as well. So we saw a big jump here over a 3-week interval from 4 to 10 back on market homes, or it was a 1-week interval, 4 to 10. And then back down. So this trend has been kind of all over the place, and you can take that for what it will. We could go either way. Back on market just means that there are no backup offers in place, and I have seen that over and over again with different listings that I've been selling and have been negotiating on. And then coming soon, we have seen this kind of trickle down quite a bit. People haven't been putting that on as often. And then when we look at our median sales prices, we are seeing that those are ticking up as well. So take that for what you will. those are our trends. That's what's going on in housing right now for you. The three things to take away is SB 9 and SB 10 are coming. And also we're getting a 60-unit apartment complex downtown Santa Barbara on Castillo and Carrillo. I think that this is a trend that's going to continue into the future. We're going to continue to see these parking lots turned into housing units and converting commercial spaces into housing units as well. And then you should also know about the platform sale, just showing that investors are looking for even 4% cap rates on the 60-unit apartment complex, and downtown living and downtown investments, because they think that there is going to be a blossoming of Santa Barbara's downtown in the growth trajectory that we're currently experiencing. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you would, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications when I make videos in the future. Thank you so much and have a good day.